group. So I'm sure people will trickle on as they get available. I'll be on video for a few, but I'm gonna go off because I want to make sure my recording goes well, and sometimes it glitches if we're all on live. But how's everyone? I see we have a few of us in the building. Everybody all right? Who had to work today? Raise your hand if you had to work. Okay, I know. Now you have to come listen to me, but I'll make it painless, okay? I'll make it painless. Hey, Tiffany, you have a question? Or you're just raising your hand because you had to work? If you have a question, you can go ahead and come off speaker. I mean, use your speaker to speak. You don't have to, I think you're just letting me know you had to work. All right, very good. All right, guys, so welcome to Career Prep. Anybody graduating after this class?
I am.
Okay, Anthony. Okay. Are you working with career services to get a job, or are you kind of doing it on your own?
As of right now, I haven't gone to career services, but I am doing my research on my own right now.
Oh, my friend. Well, you've come to the right place because this course actually works in partnership with career services. One of the things that, I guess the benefits of going to a technical school is that career services is there to help you get your first job. So we're going to do a couple of assignments where you get to know your career services. They're actually going to help you prep for your interviews. They're going to help you write your first resume. They have access to companies that are looking for individuals just like you. So they actually keep a copy of your resume and they promote your resume to these companies. So it's very, very important that you get to know your career services. So you'll get to know them in this class. And for those of us that are graduating, it should be very, very helpful. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. I know a lot of you are saying, why this class? Why does everybody have to take this class? Well, let me tell you, even when I graduated back in, oh my gosh, when did I graduate? 2000 and something? Over 25 years ago? Yes, that bad. We even had a class similar to this because it's designed to help you prepare for your career, which is a little different from having a job. Can we agree? A career is very different. So taking a career class is about helping you do a career plan, which is going to be a major part of this class. I know some of us, think, okay, I can do my own resume. Again, I've been on interviews, but what you'll find out in this course is way more than just that. It's really about career planning. And for some of us, we've never done that before. Has anybody planned their career out? Anybody planned their career out 10, 20, 30 years? You may have thought about it, but like written it down, knowing what you're going to do 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Go ahead, Andrew. Or I'm sorry, Anthony. Or
No,
okay,
I haven't. In middle school, not middle school, high school, they made us set certain long term and short term goals, but
right,
nothing really like for career specifically.
right.
More of where you want to be.
Exactly. And it's typical, right? They don't even have it. I think they should. It's so funny you mentioned high school. I think they should do it in high school. Actually, you made me think about something. They're starting to do like financial literacy now in high school. What else are they starting to do? They started what else? I mean, back in my day, they even had trades, where you can learn wood shop, you can learn, auto mechanics, you can learn all kinds of stuff. They don't do that in high school anymore, right? I think you have to go to a different type of school, maybe like a tech school or something. But
Yeah. The high school I had went to, it was like I don't know if it was an engineering program or a magnet program, but what they
right.
had is you could either do HVAC, automotive, or welding. I'm pretty sure.
Oh wow, that's cool. Which is great. When I did it, they even had sewing for the ladies. How dare they? How dare they? That's what they had for us. We had home economics and sewing. Can you believe it? And typing. Let you know how long ago I graduated. But it's okay. I guess nowadays you should, because I see a lot of people that can't type. So maybe there's something to that, right? I see a lot of peckers, people pecking around because they never learned how to type. So it is a skill set, isn't it? But when you start your career, guys, you're hopefully, you're only going to be an entry level person for the first 2 years, maybe. After that, if you're doing well, you should get promoted into some type of job, and maybe even sooner, a role, supervisor role, lead role, tech role, eventually managerial role. Maybe you may own your own business. And so you need to understand the business of, right? So the business of welding, the business of being in the veterinary field, the business of being in the electrical field. There's a business, it's a business, right? People don't weld all day. They don't do electrical all day. There's somebody sitting at a desk doing the business side of that. Does that make sense? And so as you go up that ladder, there's going to be business work you have to do. So you need to understand how to do basic business stuff. If your manager comes to you one day because he thinks you're super hot shot and say, hey, I got to go out of town. I need you to sit in this meeting and take notes and give me a debrief on what the boss said and write it up. You know, you need to be able to do that, right? If he says, oh, I'm looking at you for a promotion and you're going to be, you know, supervising 3 people and you're going to need to train them, you need to know, what does that look like, right? So we want to try to get you ready, not just to start your job, but you just get you in that mindset of preparing you to be in the business of your field. Does that make sense? There's really only a few classes. Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. There's really only a few classes that you guys are taking that deals with that. And so we want you to be ready. Like a lot of times when you guys go out there for that job, you know, they just expect that you know, like, you know, the business of welding. You may know how to weld, but maybe you don't understand the whole entire industry. And they'll talk to you and have you in meetings like like, you know, and you're supposed to know, and you're going to have to fake it till you make it. But it's better if you're prepared and actually start doing some research now, right? So this is all about getting you ready to have that professional confidence to get out there and to start doing good at your job. Now, let me also just say this really quickly. Okay, I may get pinged with people trying to get in, but so if I have to help someone out, please forgive me. But so far, so good. So we want to get you ready for that confidence. So yes, like I said, you will be working with your career services, every campus, and FYI, there's people from all over the state of Florida that will be in this class. As I'm sure you guys, I don't know if this is, if you, if, excuse me, wow. If this is your first online course, give me a thumbs up. If you've had an online course before, then you know that there's going to be people from all over. Okay, so there's a few of us that this is our first online course. So maybe you don't know. So let me go ahead and let you know. Like, you may see some people with different colors to their names. Everybody's from different campuses, you know, especially if you're Central Florida, Port Charlotte, Tampa, Sanford. There's a Fort Myers, all over, right? So just be aware of that. So everybody has different career services personnel. They will assist you, if you haven't met them yet, with doing what we call basically a practice interview. And that's important because there's a technique to interviewing. Give me a thumbs up if you absolutely hate interviewing. Most of us do, right? Who wants to sit around and talk about themselves all day? What are they going to ask? It's like going on a first date and you're like, oh my gosh. But it's very good. The thumbs keep coming. You know, if we can demystify what it means to go on an interview and be prepared. And let's say you go in there, you already know what they're going to ask, you already know why they're going to ask, and you already have the answers. Wouldn't that make you feel better? Well, guess what? In this class, we're going to show you how to do that. The same thing with getting your resume ready. We're going to demystify how to put together a resume. That's going to help you. One thing we're going to do to help get you ready to have that professional confidence is also ask you to speak to a few people in your industry. We call it informational interviews, but you may also know it as picking someone's brain or running something past someone. You guys ever heard of that term before? Let me pick your brain. Let me run something past you, right? And normally you ask who? You're going to ask someone that's been in the industry, or that uncle, that next door neighbor, that family member. It could be your father, your mother, could be your brother, your sister. It could be, your spouse, or, your mate. It could be your instructor, someone that you know that you can run something past them. Maybe there's someone that motivated you to even get in the field that you're in. So we're going to ask you to actually go out and talk to these people formally and pick their brain about the career. Have them tell you something that you don't know, something that you need to be aware of to help you as you plan your career plan that you're going to be doing in this class. Like I stated, you'll also be doing a review of your resume. This one is really important because, like I said, there's a technique to writing a resume, and a lot of it has to do with pairing your resume with the job requirements of the job. How many people know by thumbs up that you need more than one resume? And is there anyone that can tell me how many resumes do you need? Anybody can tell me how many resumes you need?
At least 20.
Why 20, Nathaniel? And do you go by
Um,
Nathaniel or Nate?
Nathaniel.
Danny?
Nathaniel.
Nathaniel. I was about to say Dan. Why,
But
why 20?
20 because you want to be overly prepared.
Well, what's another reason? Anybody have another reason?
The other, the another reason would be that you want to be able to, if you have to go to a couple places, you want to be able to give them, you know, as much as places your resume. So if you only have 5 for the day, that's only 5 companies.
Oh, I see what you're saying, Nate. No. I see what you're saying. Yeah. So what Nate's talking about is another good point. Like if you're going to somewhere and you don't know if you're interviewing with one person or 5 people, and we'll talk about that. So you definitely want to have a lot on hand. But what I meant wasn't, and I apologize, how many versions of your resume do you need? How many versions? Like one talks about this, another one talks about that, another one talks about that. Did you even know you need different versions of your resume? Some people, I've seen some hearts. Every time you apply for a job, you have to change your resume. Does anybody know why? I know it's so annoying.
So that
I
so
Maybe
that the
because you
resume
learn
like
different
matches.
skills.
so Alejandro, I know you're saying something, but I think who was it? Was it
Tiffany.
TV? Tiffany? Yeah. Go ahead, Tiffany. We'll come back to Alejandro.
As you learn different skills, you add them on. And
That's it.
so, depending on what type of job you're looking for, the skills that you have more of that's pertaining to that job, you would change that resume to be fitting more for that job.
See, Tiffany could teach this class. Go ahead, Tiff. Tiffany teach. That's exactly what I was going to say. Alejandro, you're going to say, add to it? You're going to say that
Yeah, I was
too?
gonna say the same thing. Yeah,
That's
like
exactly right.
yeah.
That's exactly right. Because guess what? Can you put everything that now they say that our resume is supposed to be 2 pages? I'm like, I've been doing this for 25 years. I don't know how I can get 25 years on 2 pages. Does that even make sense, right? No. But that's why you have to tailor your resume. I may have 10 years of experience. Like I got 11 years Army experience. I got what, 15 years finance experience. I got 20 years of nonprofit experience. I got 10 years of consulting. I know y'all like, what, you 112? No, some of that work I did together. And I got 18 years teaching. You see my point? So depending upon what I'm applying for, my resume has to tailor to that. So how do I tailor that resume? Well, when I'm looking for a job and I find one I like, and the job says that they have this operations person, but they want you to have a lot of training experience, that means now I got to go back to my resume and do what? I'm going to talk about the operations and the training work. Do they really want to know I used to be an investment accountant at a bank? They're not interested in that. I can still have it on my resume, but more, instead of pulling out all the finance stuff I did, maybe I talk about more of the operational stuff I did. Maybe I talk about more of how I had to train my peers. You see what I'm doing? I can still have the same jobs on there, but the things that I'm going to pull out that I did at my jobs are going to be based upon what I feel I'm qualified to do at that company. Does that make sense? That's why they say, if that makes sense, let me know. If you need clarification, let me know. That's why they say, it's good to look for one type of job at a time, because, and, I also think it's good to cast your net wide if you're looking for a job, because y'all know they say the job market is bad. I don't know who, anybody agree that job market is bad? I don't know. But sometimes you have to cast that net a little wide, and maybe you want to apply. Maybe you have been a trainer. Maybe you are, yes, you're going into the VA field, but maybe if they're looking for someone that can also, give little classes to new pet owners, because maybe it's a pet store, and you have that skill set, you may want to put that on your resume. But let's say you're going to work at a VA clinic where it's not applicable. You may want to take that off your resume. You see how that works? It's the same but you're just highlighting the skills that you have based upon the jobs you're applying for. Now, if you go and you can find 4 or 5 jobs with training, then yeah, you can send them that same resume. But every time you find a job that's looking for a different skill set, you may have to tweak that resume. That's why it's so important for you. Good. That's why it's so important for you to understand the technique of writing your resume, because obviously you can't go to career services each time. So we're going to focus a little bit in week 2 about on writing resumes, so you'll know how to do it yourself and tweak. There's another reason why people hate looking for jobs too, because who wants to write their resume over and over and over again? It's so annoying. Any questions so far, guys? Thank you guys for participating. You're being great. I really appreciate it. Let's talk a little bit about our attendance, because this is going to be very, very important. I don't want anyone to miss out on points. How do you get attendance? First of all, I love the fact that you guys all showed up. Hopefully, most of us will show up by tomorrow. But even if you don't show up, this session is being recorded. So right after I'm done speaking, I'm going to post this session, and I'm going to show you where to find it in a few minutes. As long as, and I'm sorry it says 12:30, that should say 10 p.m. for you guys. I should have changed that. I normally teach in the morning class. But as long as you post by 10 p.m. tonight, so sorry for that, 10 p.m. tonight for the night class, what we call a participation question I'm going to give you at the end of the session. Whether you listen to the recording or whether you come to the live session, as long as you post by 10 p.m., that's how you get your participation. You don't get participation points just by coming to the live session or listening to it. You have to also do it. It's like an exit ticket to say, yes, I was at the live session or I went through the live video. And you get what's called participation points. Think of it like, how if you're in class and your teacher's asking you questions and so you get participation. It's very similar that way. But because we have to have an option for people that can't make it to also record it and then get participation, to make it fair across the board, we give everybody the same participation question. As long as you answer it by the time class is over tonight, 10 p.m. sharp, you get that participation points. If you do not answer the question, you don't get points and you're marked absent, because it's like an exit ticket saying, yes, I was there, I got the question and I answered it. So if you come here tonight, which we love, or you listen to the live video, but you don't post the answer to that live participation by 10 p.m., you're going to get marked absent. And then your campus is going to be like, hey, why didn't you come? You were marked absent. You're going to be like, I was there. I met that lady named Cynthia Taylor, and she was telling all those corny jokes. They're going to say, but did you do the participation question? And you're going to be like, I forgot. And they're going to say, well, you don't get points. So we don't want that to happen, right? So what I tell people, as soon as I'm done jibber jabbering, go right to that participation question, do it, get it over with. The rest of your assignments aren't due until technically Sunday at midnight. So I'm going to open up all your assignments. Monday's open now. I'm going to open up the rest of the week as soon as I get off. And all of your assignments are going to be open for the week. So you can do them anytime you want. Now, I don't recommend it, because if you haven't been to the live session, or the assignment seems a little confusing and you post it and it's wrong, I wouldn't recommend it. But if it's easy enough and you think, okay, yeah, this is simple enough, and you want to post it early, you're free to do that. I definitely also would not recommend waiting until Sunday to turn in all your assignments, because you're going to have like 2 or 3 assignments a day. They're not hard, but still, like, who wants to turn in 15 assignments on Sunday before midnight? Don't do that to yourself, right? So the only thing that's due every single day is that participation assignment by 10 p.m. in order for you to get attendance. All the other assignments, obviously you want to do them on a daily basis, but you have until Sunday at 11:59 to get them done. Any questions on that? Very good. Now, how can you communicate with me? In my announcements, I put my phone number. You can email me, you can text me. There's announcements that tells you, again, how to get a hold of me. Let me say this. Now, I'm old school. I keep telling people that if you have something you want to talk about, call me. Don't text me no dissertation about, I'm not going to read it. And I'm an introvert. I don't even like talking to people. So if you're an introvert, you don't like talking to people, me either. We get straight to the point. You don't even have to, you ain't got to ask me how I'm doing. Just get straight to the point. But if you know you got something to say, I don't know why Christian is not being let in. I keep trying to let him in. What's going on here? You get straight to the point. You don't have to be shy about anything. Just say, Miss Taylor, I need some help with this. It's fine with me. If it's quick and easy, text me is fine, or you can email me. It's up to you, right? But please do not send me 3-page text message, because I'm not going to read it. All right? Just remember, Miss T is old school. All right, but don't be shy. I don't care. If it's quick, just shoot me a quick little text message. It's not no big deal. I prefer you do that. Please do not go to your campus and ask your career services, your student services, your librarian about something in my class. You can, but you know what's going to happen? They're just going to send me an email. Now you got to wait for me to respond. I got to wait to see the email, and you all that could have been avoided if you just send me a text. They can't come into the classroom. They can't make adjustments. So the quickest thing for you to do is just to hit me up. I know you don't know me like that, but as you can see, listen, I'm easy. Let's keep it simple, okay? I don't want, me not being at my desk at my computer, and then the librarians trying to reach out to me on your behalf. I don't know why Christian cannot get in. It's making me nervous. I keep trying to admit.
Oh, Miss Taylor.
Yes.
I'm with Christian right now. He just waiting for you to
I
let him
know
in.
I am. I keep saying admit. I've said admit like 3 times. Tell him it's not me.
It's kind of his internet too. His internet kind of messing up too.
Can he share with you? Tell him. I mean, he doesn't have to be on individually. You guys can be on together, as long as
All right.
he does his assignment. Can you
All
share
right.
with?
Yeah, because we all here.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I see you, Christian. I keep hitting check for admit, but it keeps just rolling and rolling and rolling. It's not me, Christian. I apologize. Um, obviously when you do submit like your discussion questions and stuff like that, because you'll have a few, well, you'll have to, post and then respond to one person. I know we love that, right? But please pay attention to the word count. Not because I'm a stickler and I really just want you to write and then, annoy you. Because someone has to respond to it. If you don't write enough, then they don't have anything to respond to. Okay, one of the Christians got in. All right. It was two Christians. I see he got in. Thanks, Christian. So make sure you pay attention to that. And then, just watch your spelling and punctuation, because remember, somebody's reading it. And if they have a hard time understanding, then they're going to have a hard time responding. All right. All right. Now, I asked this question at the top of the hour. I'm going to ask it again. How many of you are graduating? Why do I ask that question? Listen, I want you to pass. I want you to get on out of here. I know you want to get on out of here and start making some money. Listen, we're going to keep it simple. I've heard through the grapevine that there's some people that, have to, unfortunately take this class over and over and over again. We don't want that drama. We don't want that drama. Listen, I have a reputation to uphold. I only had one person that didn't make it, and I had 3 classes. Out of 3 classes, I only had one person that didn't make it. So I don't want y'all messing up my winning streak. We're in this together. You understand me? Life is easy. I don't want you coming to my class, having a heart attack. We're going to get you through that, okay? We're going to get you through it so we can get on out of here. Ralston, you have a question? Or you just let me know you're graduating. Your hand is up.
No, I'm just letting you know that I'm graduating.
Okay. You go ahead and put your hand down. We got you. All right,
Thank
real quick. Give me a thumbs up if you have not been through the class. Alejandro's graduated too. Give me a thumbs up if you have not been through the class and you need me to walk you through the class. Oh, good. That means your campus is doing what they need to do. So everybody knows how to get in the class. You know how to navigate through the class. You have to do what's called an online, your online plagiarism. Was it online pledge in order to access the work? Everybody knows that?
So we got to do the online honor.
It's called
pledge?
the honor pledge. Okay, y'all get them together. Okay, y'all get them together. I see people helping you out. That's good. Yeah, you do the online pledge and then it opens up week 1. Now, Monday's open. I'm going to open up Tuesday through Thursday for you in a minute. And you can get started as soon as you do that online pledge. It's just saying that you pledge to do your own work, and your really smart sister that you have at that other college is not going to come in and sign in and do your work for you. That's all it's saying. All right, y'all, guess what? Y'all know the first day is always easy. Y'all ready for your question? Here's your exit question. This is called your participation question. Here's what I want to know for today. What do you hope to gain from this course? Real simple. What do you hope to gain from this course? Please excuse my must be turned in by 6 p.m. That was for my morning class. Yours can be turned in by 10, but you don't need to wait to 10 to turn it in. Please turn it in as soon as you can so I can go ahead and get my attendance. What do you hope to gain from this course? That's your question. Go into where it says live participation for Monday. Answer the question, a complete sentence, please. A complete sentence. Do that before you do anything else. So normally, as soon as you get off that live session, go ahead and do that participation question so you can get it done. Don't get off and go make dinner. I mean, unless you got an emergency, go run and get the kids. We all know it, right? We all know how that goes. Get it out the way so you can get your points. The rest of the assignments you can do whenever you need to, as long as it's done by Sunday at 11:59. Any questions on that? Does anybody have any questions for me before we get on out of here? Now, normally we don't, let me just tell you to manage your expectations. We normally run about 45 minutes. So please, guys, don't show up too late. We may not be here, all right? You know, and it really just depends on how many questions people have, that may take things to the full hour. But it's best if you log on as early as possible. You can also log on through your phone and listen, if that's easier for you. But it is being recorded. So worst case scenario, if you can't make it or if you show up and we're not here, you can always go to the recording. All right. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now.